Hello again everyone. Today I'll be making 4 batches of Coco olive soap bars scented with lavender and petitgrain essential oils. That's actually my first time using that particular essential oil combination. And these soaps will actually be donated to the local women's shelter down in Parramatta near me in Sydney. And I thought I'll film the creation process of these particular bars. I'll be colouring them with beige and pink Australian clay. I just wanted to keep it like more of a soft pastel type of colour. I just think those colour combinations with this type of scent goes really well together. And I'll show on the next page the ratios of how much I've used of each one. Right, so as gone by, if you've seen my aromatherapy blending video for cold processed soap, we went across top, middle and base notes and how to create a long-lasting aroma. So as mentioned before, I was making 4 batches, so that's 4,000 grams or 4 kilo of oil. And I thought, because it is a women's shelter and they are generally transitioning from, violent situation, domestic violence and stuff, that I would be more thoughtful of how I'm scenting it. And I just, when Elly mentioned to me, because this is where I got the blend from Elly, from Elly's Everyday, when she mentioned for me to try Lavender Petitgrain, I've just instantly thought, oh, those are 2 beautiful combinations anyway, before me actually smelling it, because I know petitgrain is like a blood, it's like a bitter orange type smell, and it's very uplifting like any citrus aroma is. And the lavender is like quite relaxing, and the cedar wood is grounding. So I went ahead and did 1.5% of petitgrain, which is 60 grams per 4 kilos of oil. The same for French lavender, and the grounding base / anchor of cedar wood atlas at 1%. So you can't really smell, as I mentioned in my aromatherapy video, you can't really smell the cedar wood at 1%. In some blends you can smell it at 1.5%. It just depends on what you're mixing it with. But this is purely just to anchor the petitgrain and the French lavender. Right, so let's get started. Right, so I have my coconut oil in this container. I always use the heat transfer method for my coconut oil. I just find it just a lot easier and quicker that way. And I find it just eliminates a lot of the waiting around for the oils and the lye water to cool down. I add the lye water at the temperature anywhere between 45 and 50, but I tend to stick around 47, 48 degrees when I add it to the coconut oil. The coconut oil, whenever I'm using the heat transfer method, I always have the sodium lactate in with the coconut oil. I just find it easier that way. And I just keep mixing until it's fully melted, and then I add my soft oils in, whatever they may be. And then I split it for colouring, and then I add either depending on the blend, I could add the essential oil blend before splitting. Just depends if it accelerates trace, but I know this blend doesn't accelerate, so I'll add the essential oil blend before I split it off and colour. And remember not to over blend, just so you don't overdo it and doesn't reach a thick trace where it's hard to pour out into the moulds. And because there are a few moulds, there's going to be 4, so by the time you get to the last 2, you don't want it to be kind of hard to work with. So I made sure that it was at a really thin trace, and then I started pouring off. And yeah, so I'll stop yakking now and enjoy the rest of the video. Hello again everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. I just wanted to use the end of the video and give me a chance to thank those who donated to my content creation page on my website. I actually created that fairly recent. It was on the 21st of February, and the first few donations I got for the day, I was actually quite overwhelmed and about the donations I received. So it's been a while since I made soap for women's community shelters here in New South Wales, in Sydney. And I thought, since it's been a while, I think it's been about, I'd say about a year and a half, I think, since I've donated the last time, I thought I would designate half of what was donated on that day in the cost pricing of making 40 bars of soap, aromatherapy bars of soap. And I just wanted to give a shout out to Sally Ann McClelland. She's the development director at Women's Community Shelters in Sydney, and she does amazing work. And for her and many others like her in the organisation, it's a passion and goodwill to help those of domestic violence and women in need. And so it really comes from the heart, and you can tell. I've actually had the liberty of meeting Sally Ann face to face a year and a half ago, and we sat down for a good half an hour to an hour and had a chat, and I could just tell by her body language and the way she communicates that she's just a fabulous human being, and she's doing such great things in the community. So be sure to head to Women's Community Shelters. They have a website. You can donate funds as well if that's what you want to do, or you can donate goods. So anything, even if it's small, if you happen to be in Sydney or in Australia, just look up that organisation. They just do such fabulous work. Also, shout out to Tanya Smith. She's the shelter manager at Parramatta. I'm yet to meet her, but I'm sure, just like Sally Ann, she would be an individual that has a passion for this type of work, and I look forward to meeting her when I hand over the soaps to her. That would be great. I always love meeting new people, especially those who give their heart and soul into the work that they do. So that would be something great to look forward to. I'll probably, if she doesn't mind, I'll take a picture of us, and when I catch up with her in about a fortnight when the soaps are ready, and we'll sit down and have a chat like how I did with Sally Ann. And yeah, that'll be great. So that'll be good. I also want to, I asked those people that donated on the day if it was okay for me to mention their name for donating to my content creation page. And first up, I think there's no particular order, I'm just randomly going in any sequence. So I want to thank, since Tom at Laziza Coffee and Juice Bar down at Ermington near me, he donated some money for this cause as well, for the content creations. And I would like to say thanks to Tom at Laziza. I would like to say thank you to Mia from Escaria Hair. She's located in, if I remember correctly, it's Craigieburn, Victoria. Big shout out to her. This is not the first time she's donated. Actually, she donated last time for Women's Community Shelter when I was making those soaps. So this is the second time for her to donate, which she's a very good friend of mine. If you happen to be in the area in Craigieburn or around that area in Melbourne, look her up. She's got a fantastic reputation when it comes to hair, and she's just a lovely human being. She's very generous and very giving. I would also like to say a big thank you. It was a new addition into my soaping adventure. As you all would know, Elly from Elly's Everyday. She's just a fantastic human being. I just fell in love with her from the very first time we started talking. She's just such a generous, I could just tell from her demeanor and the conversations that we've had. She's just a generous and very giving human being. And I've then realised later, as we began talking more, that she's actually a social worker. So it fit. I could just like, oh yeah, like I could, didn't surprise me that she was a social worker, because you can tell in her videos she's got a nice, calming, soft voice, and you can tell there's a lot of wisdom and experience in her voice and the way she communicates. So big shout out to Elly. And last but not least is a follower that has joined the channel from Elly's channel as well, when she was so kind enough to do the soap review, which again blew me away, because I just did not expect that from Elly. Like, I was happy just to send her shea butter and stuff from my range for her to try. So it was just another great thing that, you know, without being asked of Elly, she's just, once again, a very generous, humble and amazing human being. And this follower that's come across from her channel onto my channel has been following and commenting on my YouTube videos and on Instagram as well. Her name is Magella Powell. She donated a quite substantial amount, and I was just blown away by her generosity. I just had to call her and thank her over the phone. She's up in Brisbane, I think. And yeah, it's just, I actually at that day, looking at all those donations, I actually became very emotional. And I just knew that I had to do something with it, not so much for myself, but I had to at least give something back to the community somehow. So that was, making these soaps was, I guess, my way of giving thanks. And big shout out and thank you to Magella Powell, and I think her husband name is Barry. And well, Barry and Magella Powell. And from our conversations when I rung her, and from the email that she sent a really big email thanking me for providing her the resources and tools to, you know, effectively make soap and create nice, long-lasting essential oil blends for soap. And yeah, it just touched me to my core when I found out she's using all these recipes. She volunteers at the hospital, and she gives these soaps that she makes to people in need, like that are ill, and that just really touched me to my core, that someone already so giving and spends her time giving to others was able to give back to me, like, you know, essentially, and or people that she feels that, you know, she should kind of give back to. And it was just amazing to receive that generous donation from her. So thank you very much, Magella. And all these donations that I've just gotten just on that first day, like, it's just motivated me more to create more content, and I will continue to share all my knowledge and my experience, and to give anything. Like, I'm very open with how I make my soaps and my recipes and my ratios, and I'm very happy to share across my range how I make things. And that's just my way of giving back, you know, from dawnorganics, starting off, you know, and becoming very successful over the last few years. That's my way of giving back to the people in general. I'm a big believer in karma, in giving back, and I'm very gracious and very happy to where I am right now, and I will continue to provide content as best I can. And it's not limiting to just soap, even though on my channel at the moment I'm just focusing on soaps and all that, but I will be uploading content in the future in regards to how to successfully create natural reed diffusers and aromatherapy candles, and working with flash points, soy wax melts, balms, lip balms, and all those sort of stuff. So I'm happy to share how I do it on my end with recipes, and how I came to learn those recipes as well. Like with my soaping, it was a lot of trial and error, and yeah, so I look forward to creating much more content in the future. Thank you very much for everyone for tuning in, and all the positive comments. Once again, I've been overwhelmed with the amount of positivity I've been receiving, both in email, direct, and on YouTube and across social media. And I'll also like, I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm just so blown away, really. I am. Like, I'm very, very thankful. And, happy soaping, happy blending. And I'll be releasing a video in about a week and a half, about, as promised in my last video, about using natural colorings in cold process soap, and tune in for that. I thought I'll just do the video on, the making these particular soaps for the Women's Shelter and Parramatta, and this is it right here, actually. And this blend idea I actually got from, once again, thanks to Elly. Elly suggested, I've used Petitgrain before, essential oil. She suggested to use Petitgrain and lavender. They're really good together, and so I went ahead and did it. And it's just, beautiful. Like, it was just such a beautiful combination of essential oils. And yeah, it's just great. So thanks once again to Elly. And everyone take care, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and watch the content and share it amongst people you think that would benefit from watching my content. And thanks a lot, and until next time.